Hi everyone, this is Danielle again, and this video is going to be about men and how men can participate in Read My Lips and why the issue of sexual violence is not a women's issue but one that affects everyone. So thank you everyone who requested this type of video be made. It's something that's very near and dear to our heart. Certainly there's been a lot of really positive response to the campaign, but one of our biggest questions or responses that we get has to do with men, and it usually goes something like, what about men? Or men aren't going to do that. First, I just want to say that we have had some amazing supporters in different ways since last year who have been super courageous in standing with us and supporting the campaign, both who have worn red lipstick for pictures and also who have worn it out and about. And it's really been tremendous in terms of the response, in terms of the ability to sort of start these important conversations with the people in your life. So thank you so much to all those amazing men who have done that, and we'll add some links below so you can see and read some of the stories of these awesome individuals. But certainly we understand that wearing red lipstick is not comfortable for everyone, and it's particularly uncomfortable for men. And actually the reason it's uncomfortable for a lot of men is really deeply woven into part of the reason why this campaign is so important. One of the common misconceptions about the campaign is that we use red lipstick to signify that women are typically the victims of sexual violence. And this is actually not true. The main reason that we use red lipstick is to disrupt the silence that's so commonly linked with sexual violence, and also to challenge victim blaming that typically occurs when we attribute some blame to the victim based on where they were, what they were wearing, or what they were doing at the time of the assault. Certainly, victim blaming typically is more geared toward female survivors. We often don't hear about men who have been assaulted and then question what were they wearing, how much were they drinking, why were they there. However, we often don't hear about men at all, and the reality is that 1 in 6 boys will experience some form of sexual violence before the age of 18, and 1 in 33 men will be the victims of rape or attempted rape at some point in their lifetime. So the reality is that it's super common for men to have this experience too. So we often hear men should care about this because, you know, your sister or mom or your girlfriend could have experienced sexual violence. But the truth is that while that's also true, a lot of the men in your life, your boyfriend, your uncle, your father could have experienced sexual violence, and it's something that's so stigmatized and there's so much silence around it that we frequently never hear about it, and there's often no place for men to talk about those experiences. So that's one reason it's super important that men are involved. The other reason is that one of the huge roots of sexual violence has to do with the way our culture looks at masculinity and the notion that we accept and permit and expect a certain types of behavior and certain traits from men, and we actually value certain behaviors and certain traits in men disproportionately, and that's usually aggression, domination. We consider them to be hypersexual. When we look at children, the expression boys will be boys, we write off a lot of violent, aggressive behavior as sort of typical. On the flip side of things, a lot of the traits that we devalue in men, we look at our empathy, sensitivity, thoughtfulness, and when we separate those categories completely, what we look at is a cultural climate where sexual violence is almost considered inevitable. We often see this type of hypermasculinity promoted in organized sports, in the military, in different arenas, and in those settings a lot of times we see super high rates of sexual violence. Regardless of the gender of the victim, frequently the perpetrator is male. Not always, but frequently. And so we have to look at what it is about the way we look at masculinity in our society that promotes these kinds of relationships and these types of statistics. And so it's so important that we have men that are willing to stand with us and challenge these ideas. This notion of boys will be boys really is insulting to men. It really suggests that all men at their core are rapists, and that when we blame victims, it kind of suggests that, well, men can't control themselves, so victims have to kind of, women in particular, have to kind of protect themselves from men. So it's so important that men are part of this dialogue and part of the solution. And even though it's super uncomfortable for men to wear lipstick, the fact that when they have for the campaign, it's so much a conversation starter, and that's part of what we're trying to go for. We're trying to get people talking. So again, thank you so much to all the courageous men who have been willing to participate, but let us know what your thoughts are. Why is this campaign important? Why should it be important to men? If you are a man and have participated or want to participate, what are your thoughts about it? How was it for you last year? What are your concerns about participating this year? And please let us know. We do have some temporary tattoos available, which came in large part from people wanting additional ways to participate, and we want people to feel comfortable in whatever way that they show support. So let us know what you think, and we are excited to share some more ideas and some more videos with you soon. Let us know what topics you want covered, and we are just 5 more weeks till April, so we're really excited. Let us know how we can help, and we will talk to you all again soon.